Hello everyone, this is Nick again, and I am here to talk about my persuasive speech about why people in America should be against abortion. Abortion is a major crisis that has been going on in America for quite some time now. Ever since the passage of Roe v. Wade, abortion has been fully legal in America, and many people are making use of abortion clinics to deal with unwanted pregnancies and get rid of unwanted children. And unfortunately, this is something that is a major problem in America. Though it is practiced widely throughout the world, abortion is a horrendous act that defiles God's plan and keeps people from growing closer to Him. Well, in the Bible, it talks about how God designed each one of us from before we were in our mother's womb, and when people take life like that into their own hands, it defiles what God wants for our lives. And unfortunately, this has been the case for many people where they choose to take life into their own hands. So abortion not only affects the child, but it also affects the mother. Physically, it can cause severe trauma to the mother. She can be harmed from abortion mispractice, and it can leave her scarred for her life at worst case scenarios. But what could be worse is the psychological effects. The fact that many young mothers go in there not realizing the full effect of what they're actually going to do. And when the procedure has taken place and it's over, many of the mothers find themselves shaken and really messed up inside. They don't feel great about themselves afterwards. A lot of them can fall into states of depression, which can lead to other forms of just self-harm, stuff like that. And that traumatic experience can just leave a very bad mental mark on the mother. Personally, like my own experience with this is my younger brother Andrew was supposed to be born with severe cerebral palsy or Down syndrome. And when my mother was pregnant with Andrew, the doctors asked if she wanted to abort him. And thankfully she said no. My younger brother Andrew will be coming to Liberty next year. He's a senior this year at Ruston High School, and he is perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with him. He does not have any physical disabilities or mental disabilities. He is coming to Liberty on academic scholarship, and he is very physically fit. He's active on the football team and the baseball team at high school. And it's just amazing to see how somebody that could have been in that one of the statistics in abortions is such a vibrant young man today. And it was really funny because my mother was telling me when she was coming out of the hospital, she had a nurse that was taking care of her in the beginning of her pregnancy, but had been transferred to another hospital. And when my little brother came out of the delivery room with my mother, the nurse was going into the office to get papers. She wasn't supposed to be there, but she ran into my mother and she asked him how he was, and she found out that my little brother was fine, and it amazed her because she had been a nurse that had made the abortion offer to many other women, and they had taken up on it, but my mom refused, and it was amazing for her. She said it was amazing for her to see somebody who she thought could not possibly come out being a healthy baby, looking as healthy as he did at that time. Another problem with abortion is the moral efficacy of it. It's definitely something that borders on unethical, and is what's being debated right now in Congress, whether or not it's murder. In the Constitution, it says that every American citizen has the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And then A child is what they're arguing for what the definition of a child is, and currently, what is believed by most Christians, and should be what is believed by everyone, is that from the moment a child is conceived, it is a living being. When you look at, from a scientific standpoint, you look at a child developing, brain function in an embryo takes place very early on in development. By the time the embryo is barely formed, they do have some kind of consciousness. So an embryo can, I believe the embryo can dream by the end of the second trimester, and most of its body has been formed by then. When we look at this from a biblical worldview, God created everyone in his own image, and the fact that we would take the life of somebody created by God just defiles God's plan for what he has for everyone. Going back to science, when especially during late-term abortions, a fetus that could be removed will be conscious at that point when it is removed and killed, which is, it's horrible to think about how something could be alive and thinking and breathing, but it still doesn't have the right to life that you or I have. And everyone in the medical field, the medical oath, the doctors swear to do no harm. And the fact that doctors are legally performing abortions is doing harm, and it breaks the ethics of the doctor's code. And it is essentially infanticide when a fetus is killed. It's terrible to think about, and especially during late-term abortions when it's basically a fully formed baby that is coming out, and they kill it, and the baby doesn't have rights to life because it hasn't been on Earth long enough. It's sad to say, but this is a current epidemic in America. Abortion is something that is in clear contrast with both the ideals of people as Americans and as well as the ideals of God by taking away a human's precious gift of life. Thank you for listening to this. Hopefully, I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.